Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daytripper Photo Show. This is episode number 101. We've gone over the hump of 100. That was last year. We had a great show. I'd like to thank everybody again for coming on the show and being our guests and watching last week's show. It was a lot of fun. But this week is different. This week is Christmas. Well, no, it's not Christmas. It's
Bryan's Christmas.
It's my Christmas. I'm so excited that we have our special guest who's been on our show once before, and it was around this time last year. But this year, you've got quite the setup behind you, and this is awesome. So this is Thea Munster, the organizer of the Toronto Zombie Walk, and an all-around awesome person, and somebody who has been dealing with so much to get this zombie walk going that Daytripper Photo is doing everything we can to help with the walk. Quickly, just going to mention a quick little note about Thea. She was actually recently in the zombie movie by our good friend George Romero called Survival of the Dead, and that's something I want to hear a little bit about, the whole experience of being in a Romero movie. And you've also stepped up and donated a couple T-shirts for us to give away during the show, which is awesome. So, hello, Thea. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Here,
I'll just show you the T-shirt. It's extra awesome this year. Can you see it? Sorry, I think
absolutely.
I covered my.
That's cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to get one of those myself. Awesome. So thank you for being on the show. You were on last year as well, and you've got your cat with you today. I hope my cat doesn't make an appearance because when she does, she pees on the floor. So.
Oh no! This is creepy.
She's old. She's old.
Creepy loves to be on TV, so she heard there was television, and
there she
thinks
is.
she's a star. Oh, there she's
she...
embarrassed. Sorry.
All right, well, that's great. Thank you so much. I'm going to quickly say hi to Gabriel, then we're going to get into some of the meat and potatoes of the show here. Mr. Gabriel, sir, how have you been this week?
Not too bad. Busy, locking myself in my office, getting some editing done. I'm a little bit behind, and built a fire pit for my backyard today, so we were out there toasting marshmallows tonight, and yeah, kind of nice. A cornucopia of different fun things.
Out in the backyard, in the middle of fall, nice cool air.
Yeah.
Hopefully, for the zombie walk this year, it won't be as cool as it was last year. Have you gotten any word in with the weather gods or anything like that, Thea, for this year?
You know what's funny? I actually saw the weather was supposed to be 15 degrees, which is really good for that date. So I was very happy. And then I noticed it went down today. I've been watching every single day. So you never know where it's going to go, and I'm just hoping for the best. You know what? Rainy isn't bad. Gloomy isn't bad. Gray is awesome for zombies. But the only thing is when it's windy. That killed us last year.
Yeah, last year it was really windy.
Yeah, last year it was the wind with the rain that was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good. All the tents were flying around, and
we had volunteers holding the tents. That was their job.
Well, they did well. Nobody was killed.
You had to hold a tent. Work your way up.
Next, you get to hold a water bottle.
Yeah. But this year we
live in the dream.
Got tents from a professional place as well, so we have lots of weights. We have everything. I think we're covered, and we have a backup rain plan, so I think we're all good.
Cool. Actually, I was going to be talking to you about that because, as you may or may not know, Daytripper Photo is actually shooting at the Zombie Walk this year. We're going to have a booth there. We're going to have the Department of Thanatology Photography is going to be on site. That's DTP, in case you didn't catch that. And we're going to be taking all the portraits of anybody who wants them for donations, all money going back to the Toronto Zombie Walk to hopefully keep it going for next year, because it's not easy to keep this thing going, is it?
No, it's really hard, and I appreciate so much that you're getting on board and helping with the cause, because, you know, a lot of people raise money for charity, and it's understandable, and charity is a really great thing, but events that are running for free also need money just to simply run, and we're kind of in a tough spot this year because we've grown so big, and we're trying to stay grassroots and not have a lot of commercialism. We haven't signed up with a bank, and it's been really, really hard. And so companies like Daytripper photo come on and can help out, that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. Absolutely. I mean, come on. I look forward to this every year. I've been going to the Zombie Walk since 2007, and you know, I was even there for your wedding at the Zombie Walk, which is really cool, and had Henry's sponsor it for a couple of years, and that was fun. But this is going to be a lot different. I'm going to go into why when we get into the full discussion of the conversation, but just to remind everybody, this week's show is talking about the Toronto Zombie Walk, and we have the actually original zombie queen herself, Thea Munster, on the show, and I'm super excited. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, though, I just want to quickly remind people, November 15th is the last Daytripper photo session of 2014. It's our hockey session, so if you want to learn how to make better hockey photos, this is going to be awesome. We're going to be in Richmond Hill. We're going to be doing 2 separate games with a full, I'd say, 2.5 hours of class time, not even including the time shooting the game. We're going to have Sigma lenses on site, so you can get these really nice, fast, bright lenses to get good photos with, and it should be a lot of fun. So that's on November 15th. You can find out more information on daytripperphoto.com. And Saturday, now I don't think Gabriel...
Oh.
We're missing Bryan.
Lost Bryan.
I want to know what happens on Saturday.
I'm going to write him a quick note to show him how to get back in. And on Saturday, we are going to be something that I don't know about.
Typical.
So make sure you're free for it, because it's going to be awesome. Even though I don't know what it is.
Apocalypse.
I know, this internet thing, you know, working great. Anyway, yeah, Saturday, the Scott Kelby Worldwide Photo Walk is taking place in Newmarket. Actually, all over the world. And
it's going to be fun.
And you can't go.
I'm shooting a wedding.
Bummer. Weddings.
Yeah.
Who wants to get married anyway? What's with that?
Hey.
Anywho.
Who gets married on Photo Walk
I know.
Day?
We are all happily married people here. All happily married people. Yeah, so anyway, the Scott Kelby Worldwide Photo Walk, people from all over the world on the exact same day plot a route for people in their community to go to and wander around and meet new people. So this year, our buddy Ross is one of our friends who comes on the show quite often. He's going to be leading this walk, and it's going to be going around Fairy Lake and Newmarket. So I'm going. A lot of our local community people are going. Should be a lot of fun.
I'm sorry, I'm just seeing in my head, like, zombies lining the roads, watch the photographers coming down the street, and, like, them, and they're like, oh, no.
It's like the opposite of the zombie walk.
I know, that's what I was thinking when you said photo walk.
We went to the Ninja Walk the other day, didn't see a single person.
Yeah.
Oh God, it starts off great. Speaking of our show being great, remember to subscribe to our show on YouTube. Click the little like button if you like what we're doing. Tell your friends about it, and be a part of what we're doing. We have a great time doing the show every week. We've done it for 101 shows, so we must be doing something that we enjoy. And yeah, a lot of fun. Oh, and remember, next week's show, we're going to have the guys from the Vaughan Film Festival on. They're going to be talking about their film festival, which is coming up next April, and all the events that we're shooting for them as well. We've got some cool events that Daytripper shoots. I'm very, very excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
The best of all, though, by far, is the Toronto Zombie Walk. So what is such a big deal about this? Why, first of all, why am I so excited about it? Thea, why do you commit so much time every year to do this? Like, what is the attraction to a zombie walk? Maybe you can answer this. I don't even know why I love it so much.
Well, it's like a celebration of death, and it's a celebration of Halloween, and it's a chance to let loose and kind of create yourself as a monster, recreate yourself, and walk with others that are doing the same thing. And the strangest thing is nobody knows how fun it is until they do it, and then once they do it, they're hooked. They just love it. Like, my whole family was like, I will never dress as a zombie ever. And then I got married, and then they were like, oh, we have to dress as zombies? Now they love it. They can't wait. They come to every zombie walk, you know, and it's no age limit. It's just a fun thing to do.
Absolutely. And that's what I guess that's one of the things I really like about it. I also love that it's like a totally non-political thing.
Yeah, and honestly, we're fighting that this year because it is an election year.
Mm.
So I've been approached by quite a few candidates. And
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That want to like sponsor it?
Or show up or say a few words. And we've had to really put the statement out that, or put a notice out that we don't want any political statements. Like, it's about Halloween. It's not about the elections.
How do you make a political statement? It's like, I, for one, do support the undead and would love your vote.
But in a way that's so exciting, you know?
Well, this was a moment that I had at last year's walk. I don't know if you can see my screen share, but we were wandering around, and my buddy Bryan was there, and he's a police officer in Toronto, and of course he sees this guy, you know, walking around. He's like, I gotta get my photo with him. So I'm like, no, you don't want your photo with him. And he's like, yes, I do. And I'm like, fine. So I took a photo with him and Rob Ford, and yeah, I use it as a joke.
But the funniest thing was he came last year. He was not invited. He just came, and
I was wondering about that.
No one, at least on my team, invited him. But the funny thing is, most people when they pose with a zombie, they got scared, right? Like, oh, it's a zombie's attacking me. Rob Ford started like pretending he was eating people's arms and like getting into the zombie. I'm like, you're not even dressed like a zombie.
Well, he kind of was.
I take back my statement. I'll let politicians come if they dress like zombies, which they won't do. Go. But if they did or dress like a monster and not the opposite opponent or whatever, like.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that's funny.
Then I would say okay.
All right. Well, we talked about how you got married at one of the zombie walks, and I happen to have a moment in time that I'll share with the world here.
That's
there you are.
Favorite picture ever.
That was awesome. We had the Henry's photo booth all set up, so after the wedding, you and your wedding party came over, and we took some portraits of you, and it's fun. It was awesome.
Yeah,
that was my first zombie walk.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you going to use that backdrop again? Because I love it.
Actually, yes. That is the backdrop.
Really? I'm so excited because it looks so amazing. All those photos from the years you were there with Henry's.
Yeah, it worked well. It's mine. It's mine, so I'm bringing it. However, we're going to have a completely different lighting setup. We're going to have Gabriel and Navi Noom manning the booth. Navi is an amazing portrait photographer, as Gabriel is. So that should be awesome, having these guys there.
Is there anything new in the booth this year?
Well, not necessarily in the booth, other than different lights, and we're going to have different poses and different shooters. What's going to be different, though, this year is, and I'm glad you brought this up, is this year we're going to have walkers roaming the crowds, going up to zombies that they, you know, if anybody wants it, if you see these guys walking around, the Daytripper photo crew, ask them to take your portrait, and then you're going to donate your money, whatever, $1 or $2, $10, $50, $100, whatever you have, donate that. We're going to give you a card where you can download a digital file of that photo, professionally shot with off-camera flash and real excellent photographers, and all of that is just going to be roaming around during the parade, actually at Nathan Phillips Square, wandering around in the square itself. So it's not just going to be the booth.
I have to tell you that is one of the reasons I was really into the idea of Daytripper photo coming, is because when I see your photos after the walk and even the Henry's photos, they're just amazing. They capture really the spirit of the walk, I think. So it's great to have you there representing. And I think any zombie that's thinking of getting their picture taken by you, they should go for it because it's going to be really amazing. So.
Cool. Well, I'm thankful you let us do it. I'm really thankful. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here for a second. I think Gabriel's frozen, so hopefully it's not all of us. Yeah, you're. Oh, well, maybe just your cam. Oh no, you're back.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm just still.
Right. Just your thumbnail.
You're wiggling.
Wiggling like a worm. So let's go back to the original first year of the maggot. Yeah, I got to correct myself. First year of the Toronto Zombie Walk. What got you involved in it? What made you want to do it? Like, how did it all start?
How it started is I could not find anyone who wanted to dress like a zombie with me, and I would have these parties and be like, you have to dress as a zombie to come, and no one would come. And I had a lot of friends that like horror, but that just seemed so weird to them. So I just started putting out flyers everywhere, and I called it the first annual Toronto Zombie Walk. And 7 people came out. So the first one was 2003, and 7 people came, and then we wandered through the streets of Cabbagetown on this dark and dreary day, and like scared people so badly because they were not expecting it.
That's before there were any zombie walks anywhere, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's the first ever recorded zombie walk. Like, people have gotten together as zombies before, but it was the first that anyone could come community event called a zombie walk. So it was crazy. Like, people would look out their window and like close the blinds, and like one guy actually like ran the other way and stuff. It was nuts, and it was so much fun.
So why has it changed into a parade? Like, what made this progression where it had to be a parade?
It's not parade. Well, for one, it's the amount of people, and for another thing, it's the creativity that people have brought. Like, I really thought I was kind of limited in what I started, that would only be zombies, only of a certain age limit, like my age, and like only be like punk rock culture, like whatever. I wasn't even thinking it would appeal to families, appeal to like everyone. Mm-hmm. So now that it's grown into this massive event, the more open we become, the better. Like, it's just amazing how creative the costumes are getting, and what suddenly people are bringing floats. Suddenly people want to bring purses. Now we have a zombie drum line. Like, it just is a natural progression, and it's a natural progression for Toronto, I think, is to bring more and more and get more creative and start to build bigger and bigger things for this event. Mm-hmm. And so we have to like encompass it, and part of the way we had to do that was start getting the streets, the roads, and that kind of thing. So it's just turned into a parade too. And another thing was starting to invite all monsters to come, because we always get like witches and vampires and that sort of thing. So in a way, it's just saying, hey, zombies are open to everything. Bring it. We're pretty much the most open monster ever.
Oh, inclusive of all kinds of
opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. I'm going to do another screen share just to kind of show some of the different monsters that have been coming in the past. Here we go.
Cute.
So we're talking about kids coming. Gabriel, you're bringing your 6-year-old son this year.
Yeah.
And this is a young kid here that is obviously very into the spirit of it all. So I don't think your kid has anything to worry about this year. Here's what I'm talking about with the off-camera flash and the lighting. This isn't edited. This is right out of the camera. And being able to use a red gel on a flash and hold the flash off to the side, it makes a huge difference. And one thing I've noticed, or what I was really inspired by last year, was when I turned the camera around and showed people what the photo looked like, they were so willing to do 2, 3, 4 more photos to get it right. And everybody was so into it once they saw what it looked like. So that's when I thought this year we should incorporate that into actually helping you out and doing it that way. So this photo here really kind of helped inspire me for that. And here we are. This is that same year that you got married.
That's right.
No, this is the year before that, I think. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Some of the portraits we did that year. This girl, do you know who this is? Is this just one of the zombies, or is this part of your team?
I think that his name is Nathan. It's funny, I think I know all the zombies in your photographs.
I bet you do. I mean, especially the good ones, because they obviously care about what they're doing, and they work hard at it. So they're part of that whole community, right?
But I don't recognize them when they're not zombies. That's that's weird. They're like, you know me, I'm the zombie with the slash on my face, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you.
It's funny. There's that whole new craze, the furry craze. Everybody dressed in those furry costumes.
Yeah, there's a lot of furry zombies too.
Oh, that's actually something I can get a kick out of, but the whole furry thing, I just don't quite understand.
No, but that costume would be good if it's really cold.
Yes, no kidding. So here's
My only
me.
qualification for Zombie Walk this year is that creepy presenter clown zombie not allowed.
Actually,
That guy was creepy.
Oh, he was so good though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. They're not back, unfortunately. They're not back this year.
Oh no,
So,
why not?
Well, they're involved in other haunted houses and stuff, so
I see.
it's a really big weekend for haunters, so it's hard to get any of them out. But we have John Miglior this year, who's like, he's done a bunch of zombie movies. I think he might have actually been in Survival, too. But he's a really great character. He's coming out as Johnny Goulash, and it'll be fun.
Nice. I'm sure it will. Yeah, you mentioned the Survival of the Dead. Just to kind of go over again, this is a George Romero movie that you were in.
Yes.
So tell us about that. Like, how did you get involved in that?
Actually, I'm not sure. I think there was an open call, and it just came to me, which is weird because we had worked with him before. When Land of the Dead came out, we put together a group of zombies to go on the red carpet for him. And then we also did a special red carpet special edition zombie walk for him when he became a Canadian citizen.
Oh, cool.
But I actually didn't have a special call for Survival of the Dead. They just put an ad out in the paper, and somebody saw it and showed it to me. I was one of the first people to answer, and I don't know if it's anything because I already had the connection that I got in. But a few of us got chosen, and it was in Port Dover, I think.
Okay.
Shot in the middle of the night in the freezing cold.
Oh man, the perfect place for a zombie movie.
Yeah. It was amazing though. It was freezing but it was amazing. The set was so cool because I don't know if you've ever talked to George Romero, but he's actually like a really humble and nice person. And I felt like the whole set, everyone was so friendly on the set because it just went down from the director to everyone.
Yeah, that's a trend. It's all led by management. Absolutely. And
all the zombies were so excited to be there, right? So they're like shaking, and then they're like, okay, action. And then they stop shaking, and they're like super serious. Like, and there was points where like, I didn't know if we're going to make it through this or freeze to death out here. But it was good. I'm so happy that I got to do it. And I did get like pretty close feature with two other zombies. They do a close-up kind of shot of us. So some people do catch it, and that's very
cool.
exciting when that happens.
Yeah, no kidding. That would be awesome. Okay, so back to the zombie walk for a sec. I'm stoked about it. I'm sure everybody can tell. I'm just so excited that we're going to have our booth there. We're going to be able to do all these portraits for people and help you out. But what do the zombies go for? Like, why do these other people go? What does the zombie walk offer a zombie or another person to just come and do their thing?
Blood, brains, lots of flash, lots of photography.
It's really all about the brain.
We love photographers. Just keep them coming. They're just so tasty.
That's funny. Photo op.
Zombie going, shut up, just shut up. You had me at brains.
And I think just the sense of community, really, that is there. And plus, we have great entertainment. We have, this year's going to be exciting. We're doing like a little Nerf midway, zombie strike midway, where you get to try different Nerf zombie strike blasters. And then cool. We're having like the Creep Show's playing, which is huge. We did a survey last year to see what zombies wanted to see. And about 85% of the people said they wanted to see the Creep Show. So we got them this year. And I think that's our thing. Like, we want to give back to everyone. And I think it really shows. Like, and I think people really dig it because that's what it's for. It's for the people, right?
And that's why I like it. I mean, that's the vibe I get right away, is it's just a bunch of people having a good time. And as I said before, no political agenda, just having a good time. Like, I don't know of another event this big anywhere in the world, let alone Toronto, that is really just for having a good time and expression. And as you said, the costumes that these guys build, the year where that one gentleman made a costume with the XL Foods, or what was the name of that, when they had the food scandal, and he made this big, huge meat grinder.
Yeah, the meat grinder.
Yeah, he's going around in this
Amazing.
meat grinder with meat coming out the bottom. I mean, so elaborate. How much time do these guys have, and how much do they spend on these costumes? They take it so seriously. That's got to make you feel proud, seeing people stepping up like that.
That's what keeps me going. Like it's such a hard job, and like I don't get paid. Nobody gets paid that does this, but then you see what people bring out, and you're like, wow, that is so amazing. My mind's blowing, and yeah, weird.
Well, even your costume.
What?
Even your costume last year. I'm just gonna pull that up here. I mean, yes, it was freezing, and so on. But every time I show this picture to people, here we are.
It's scary. The eyeballs.
Oh, was that you last year?
Yeah.
I just showed that picture to my son. He loved it.
See,
he loved the idea of painting the eyes on the eyelids. He thought that was super cool.
Yeah, but I didn't know Lady Gaga did it first, so.
Well, she said you were there first.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was freaky, but the funny thing is I kept winking at people, like, thinking they'd notice, but I guess they weren't really noticing unless I sat there with my eyes, like, closed. They can do a lot, so.
It's great work. Excellent work. You always come up with great costumes. It's always one of the things I look forward to, is going there to see what you're going to be. And, of course, there's me trying to look around to find you, and you're totally different every year. So.
Well, the one thing is I have a makeup artist since my wedding, Taylor James. You know, she did the skull. She casted my face and did the skull makeup. So now I get her to help me every year. And it's just like, just I find as a creative team, like, us going back and forth and figuring something out is really been a spectacular experience. And if anyone needs a makeup artist, Taylor James, she totally rocks.
Nice.
But not on a zombie walk, because she's mine. Because I do, like, interviews while my makeup's getting done. I'm, like, so busy. Calling the square and everyone.
You'd have to. I mean, even when I come up and see you, you're just so busy. Even for that photo there, I don't even know if you knew it was me taking the picture. You just kind of, I said, "Hey, Thea, can I get a photo?" And you just kind of made your pose, and I moved along, and you moved along, and it was pretty cool.
That's another thing too. For the photographers that are watching this and not sure if they want to go, I know a lot of photographers are nervous about walking up to people in the street if they want to do street photography and stuff. And the zombie walk is the best place to go, because you'll just see somebody walking down the street, they're smoking a cigarette, drinking a coffee, and you just look at them, you raise your camera, you point at their camera, and they drop it, and they go, "Rah!" and you snap off a few pictures, and they're like, "Hey, man, have a good day. All right, bye." You know, like, it's awesome. They love getting their pictures
It is part
taken.
of the culture.
Yeah. Yeah, and they jump in. At my first zombie walk, I was there with my wife, and there was these 4 zombies walking down. My wife asked if she could have their picture, and they're like, "Yeah, cool." And they started coming up with different ideas. They're like, "How about we all attack your husband?"
Yeah.
So I'm on the ground, and there's zombies all around me and stuff, and she's just clicking away. It was great.
Yeah,
so
that's
cool.
the weird thing. It sort of became about that, too, is, like, people... And everyone after, like, for weeks after, is like, did anyone see my picture? I was a zombie Catwoman, or I was the zombie this. Did somebody see my picture? Or, and they just share them all online.
Zombie
It's
Waldo.
Like, yeah, totally. But it's, like, amazing. And these people, lots of people go there because they know they're going to be recognized and celebrated and have their pictures taken and be appreciated for the hard work they put into their costumes, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of... Actually, I was just going through my zombie pictures, and I realized that I had one at your wedding. I didn't even realize that.
Let's see.
Let's just see here.
Maybe it's seen before. Oh, I like it.
There you go. That was my first zombie walk. Yeah, you were just cutting the cake with the headless bride and groom on it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Oh, so cool.
and then our friend manning the booth.
Oh yeah, there I am. And my mouth ripped open. You see that? I grew my beard. I grew my beard for about 2 months before the zombie walk, and then just cut chunks out of it. Just for
Nice.
Now that's dedication right there.
Well, you know, you do what you gotta do. And yes, I do still have that wig. That's what I'll be wearing this year again.
That's your classic.
It is. The last one I wore was just horrible. I hated it. Nice.
You had a different
Dead
wig.
moss zombie.
Yeah. What was that, Taya?
You had a different wig than that one?
Yeah, I had a shorter one. It was supposed to be some punk rocker dude, and it was
I
just
didn't see that one.
awful. No, it was awful. Oh, there's Waldo. Waldette.
All that. And then some of the costumes, like, there was a lot of time and thought put into this.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, maybe you know where this came from, because I've got photos of these guys as well, and I have no clue what that was from, if that is it's an original creation or what.
Oh, yeah. I think her title was the Zombie Queen or something.
And then she had her cat person with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
She made those.
Unbelievable.
I forget her name, but she did make those costumes. What was weird is I saw that costume for sale on Craigslist later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, I felt really saddened, sort of, that she wouldn't keep it. But I guess share, right?
Wow. Yeah, there's the
the
clown.
So it's
Jason.
yeah, creepy clown dude. But it's just like, so all these pictures here, like you know, this one here, she was just walking down the road, and there's a couple of us, and we're like, oh, can we get your picture? And she just, boom, goes right into zombie mode. Like, it almost startled us, because she was just kind of having a conversation with a friend of hers, right? So it's awesome how they just get right into the...
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I was going to say before I got booted out of here, one of the guys that I know now, his name is Anthony, I met at the zombie walk, and he had this glass face kind of thing going on. In fact, here, I'll do a share of him. I was just walking along, and I saw him wandering, and I said, oh, dude, I've got to get a photo of you. He has, like, glass shards coming out of his face.
Oh, cool.
So I posted it to Facebook, and all of a sudden somebody said, oh, that dude looks awesome, or no, that chick looks awesome. And he's like, dude, I'm a guy. And and then we started talking, and it turns out that he ended up coming on one of our day trips, and his father ended up coming on our day trips, and they were on one of our day trips to the Muskoka Wildlife Center, and I've got a photo of him with a wolf snarling at him, about to eat him because he threw his hat over there, and his hat looked like a dead wolf. So.
Oh, that's just weird. It's
the
weird
rabbit.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Neat.
Yeah, the things that you get out of going to Zombie Walk, you know.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of these people I would never hang out with in real life, but somehow we're disconnected when we're dead, right? Which is the beautiful thing about death itself. It's a great connector.
Well, that's deep.
The great equalizer. I think somebody else said that.
That is deep. It is.
Sorry
it's true.
to get all deep on you.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so how does the government help you out? Like we talked about how it's not a government thing, but they have to help you out somehow. I mean, it's got to have some sort of assistance to make a parade right down the middle of some of the busiest streets in one of the busiest cities of the world.
Yes. The government. I've been going for a grant for about 4 years now. Maybe this is 5, and we got it this year. But the grant only helps you with the new edition. So our new edition is the parade component, right? Because we've never, so now we hired a parade director who was the parade director of the Easter parade. So we could have, somebody on board that knew how to direct a parade, because obviously I don't after we saw what happened last year.
What happened last year?
Oh, no, it was just, you can't tell zombies to stay. Well, a float goes out, right? You need a lot of people, a lot of marshals. We kind of learned our lesson last year. So the parade, the money from the government of Ontario only goes to parade director barricades signs, because you have to redirect traffic, and security, and that's it. Like, so the actual event in Nathan Phillips Square and everything, and not only that, we have to match the funds that they give us. Actually, we have to 2 times put in what they give us. So in a way, I think I should have gotten a grant.
Yeah, because I'm really worried.
Yeah, they will take away that money if we don't match it by 2 times. But also Nathan Phillips Square and the entertainment and having the square, now they have that big fancy stage. We have to use these sound technicians they're really amazing sound technicians, but they're the ones that they're going to use for the Pan Am Games, right? It's expensive. Like, it gets, the whole square is getting more and more expensive, but we can't cover that with anything we get. We have to keep at the same level at the square. So the more people, the more kind of fees for that. It's hard to explain because you're stuck in like this kind of grant system, but you can't get any help for your event. You can only get help for new additions, and we don't count as an arts event, which I totally disagree, because I really believe that art is on the streets, and the people make it, right? So I'm into
I don't know. I don't know about you, Thea, but I know you were at the Nuit Blanche, and I was at the Nuit Blanche, and I get it that that's an art thing, but the art that I see on the faces of the zombies and the outfits and the costumes and so on, it's equally as talented and it's equally as artistic. In fact, to me, it's more enjoyable. So we would assume that this could be considered art, not just a parade or something.
It's an arts event, I believe, because it's also it's a collective event. Like, it only happens when these people gather together and wander the streets, and that's what makes it an art piece, right? Like, so that's what I believe, and I did go to university for art, and I'm familiar with art, but we do not fit into the granting body system. We also don't fit into the system of cultural events, so, which is crazy because we're multicultural, really. Like, I don't know, we accept everyone equally, so.
Even non-dressed up people.
Yeah, well, I don't like to encourage that too much.
There you go.
No, we need a crowd to watch. Like, we need spectators, so that's why the parade thing is also appealing, because it's like saying, oh, everyone that comes out that's non-Dash, here's a place for you to sit and watch, It makes it this different level where people can come and watch, and they're in a protected, they don't have to join the crowd and be part of the horde and do that. But, yeah, we just don't seem to fit into any granting body systems. And then a lot of the zombie walks in the States charge money. So I don't know how we're going to do it. Like, we have a different model of how we've been able to sustain ourselves, but it's been I hope we can still keep going.
I do too, and I'll do anything I can to help. So hopefully our efforts will help and help keep it going.
Anything helps. I'm so happy for it. I can't even believe people volunteer their time. I can't believe people even give $1. This was I started this idea, and it was only 7 people, and it just, touches me so much when people want to help it out.
Okay, now, you're very modest. So, that being said, how many people came to the zombie walk last year?
Last year actually wasn't the best year.
Last year was rainy and cold.
Yeah, it was 8,000, but that was good for rainy and cold. The year before was 12.
Wow.
The year before was 12. Last year was 8. But even the city was that's huge for the weather, so.
Well, exactly, and this is my point. You had 8,000 people coming to this event for the same reasons that you love it, for the same reasons that I love it. Maybe some were curious, maybe some wanted to check it out, that's fine. But you're not going to come out in that kind of weather if you don't really love it, if it doesn't touch you in some way.
I know, I'm surprised. Everyone's like, I keep seeing these statuses like, oh, last year was so cold, but we had so much fun. And I was like, you did? Because I was like, I can't believe it. But I'm so happy because afterwards I think, oh, man, people didn't have fun at all.
Not true. When it was really, really, really cold and really, really rainy, and everybody kind of went into underneath the Nathan Phillips Square, and I was walking around. That was where I was getting some of my favorite photos. Just in there, everybody was into it. Everybody was casual, relaxed, and it just seemed like everybody was having a great time.
And the good thing about Canadians is no matter how wet and cold they are, they know that a single cup of hot chocolate cures everything, and then they just suck it up and keep going.
Yeah, hot chocolate.
You got it. You should strike up a deal with Starbucks or something.
There you go.
Or brains.
Or brain. They want to eat brain, yeah. Okay, so where else can people help donate to the Zombie Walk?
Well, we had a tail campaign, but that's done now. I think they can just donate through PayPal.
Okay.
I think there should be a donate link on our site. But we're going to have donation bins at the actual walk, and hopefully if you see one, you'll put some money in. And
awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Very welcome. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Any other events that you want to talk about to get people excited about the walk?
Well, I wanted to mention also about Help the Bats, which is like our big, the one charity we're working with this year, because I think it's very cool that we have like a partnership. So they're going to be on hand, and if you didn't know, the little brown bat is close to extinction. Same with like 2 more species of bats because they're getting white nose syndrome. And I just think this is a really cool thing because I always feel like the bats in Halloween have always been celebrated in other, like in the States, and I've seen it in Australia. So finally now in Canada we can bring attention to this and awareness to this. So if you see a whole bunch of people, you might see some other costumes. So just be aware there's going to be zombies, but there's also going to be bats and probably a lot of vampires. So I just want you to know.
Cool.
To be
and
open.
For everybody freaking out about colony collapse disorder, about the bees, and saying, you know, the bees do all this pollination stuff, bats do a huge amount of pollination as well. So if you're donating any money to save the bees, donate money to save the bats too, because they're really important with that.
Yeah, through Canadian Wildlife Fires. Or build a bat house, or encourage bat colonies. That's what the word is. So.
And bats eat mosquitoes, so they are a friend to us all.
Yes, that is good. And mosquitoes are not a zombie's best friend.
There you go.
Yeah, have you ever seen a zombie like, well,
they're so lumbery, you know, they see a mosquito and they're like trying to hit it and the hand falls off. And
yeah, they cause so much destruction and accidents and zombies and loss of limbs and everything and eyeballs, and it's crazy.
Put way too much thought into that. Oh, that's cool. Well, again, thank you so much. We do have our photo challenge to go over from last week, and the photo challenge was undead. So right up the alley of having Thea on the show, which is cool. So let's quickly go over it. We didn't get too many photos for this week's photo challenge, which I'm a bit surprised about, but the photos we got are awesome. People really took their time, made some interesting looking images, and you know, like I say, they worked at it. They tried hard to make this happen. So, Gabriel, would you do the honor, please?
Yes, I shall. Un momento, mon frère.
Ben oui.
I had it up and then I left it, and then I'm going back to it.
Fair enough.
So
Gabriel's going to do a screen share of the photos from the photo challenge, and while he's doing that, we're going to do reviews of the photos. And Thea, you're going to help us out as well with telling us what you think of these images, if you would.
Sure.
All right. So I'm getting there slowly but surely. At least I'm still signed in, which is always handy. Get booted out all the time tonight. That's technology. That's live TV or something. Okay.
Yeah, the joys of live TV.
Yes.
So we'll start off with markers.
Let's start off with Chris, the bottom.
Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Good idea.
Awesome.
There we go.
So Chris actually did a mashup. This is a combination of two images that she shot. One
Shall we say a monster mash?
Ooh, a monster
good
mash.
one. Okay.
Very good. So this is two images that she's made a composite of. First was the glass with the dry ice, and then the second was her hand. And I don't know if I should tell the world that's her hand, unedited, of course. Yeah, she's gonna kill me. Anyway, what do you guys think?
What's wrong? I love it.
It's awesome, isn't it? What do you think of that?
I basically, they know what I think. I think it's wonderful. I think it looks like something out of Martha Stewart's living, but I said it's Martha Stewart's dying. It could be like a cover photo for it. I think it makes me want to have a cocktail really badly. You know what? It's very. I could keep looking at it. I love it. So.
No, I think you made a good point there. You can keep looking at it, and I can keep on finding new things to look at, like the rim around the glass, the shapes of the smoke coming from the dry ice, just the way that she did the composite of the glass in the hand, the placement of the hand with the thumb behind the glass. It's not easy work to do, and from the edit of the hand to the dry ice to the combination of everything. Well done. I just thought that was hilarious. What you were saying about the Martha Stewart in her dying magazine. That's great.
It's like the green and red together too. I just want to say that it's like most people don't like to do that because of the Christmas connection. I noticed in the Halloween world they don't, but those are actually really great colors together, and it looks so creepy and amazing.
Excellent point, Gabriel. What do you think?
Well, Halloween is Bryan's Christmas, so
there you go.
It works out well for that.
It does.
No, I like the attention to
there you
detail as well. The olives even look like they're edited to look a little bit, a little bit run down and stuff. And I like the spider added to it, and yeah, it's fantastic. I like the feel to it. I like the lighting. And it's the kind of picture I'd like to sort of try and recreate at some point because playing with dry ice is always fun too.
That's a good point. I see a Daytripper session based around that someday.
I want to come to that one for sure.
Okay, you've got the invite. In fact, I was going to talk to you about doing another one of our zombie Beauty and the Beast sessions for next year, but we'll talk about that after the show. Or down the road. All right, what's next there, Gabriel?
There you go. Is that showing up now?
Yes, it is.
Great.
So this is Mark Flinders. He loves to try different things, think outside the box.
I can't.
And what I think about this shot, it's so unique, is you can see there's processing on the building to grunge it up, but it's not too much. The sky isn't chunky. Everything looks very maintained, and all the different marks everywhere. And if you look at the face or the body language of each image, you can see he's slumbering around. He's got the whole zombie vibe going. I don't know what he's doing over there on the power bar. Maybe he's trying to wash his car. But
well, this is interesting because we have the zombie car wash.
Oh, right, yeah, that's one of your fiend raisers.
Yes, it is. So it reminded me a lot.
Nice. Maybe that's moved up on the ranks of the winning photos then, potentially. Because it jives so much with the fundraising, fiend-raising things that the Zombie Walk does.
But it's also it's got like a very dreamlike quality, and wouldn't it be weird if there were zombie ghosts? Like, really?
Zombie ghosts. Do zombies have a soul? Deep thought with Jack Handy. What do you think there, Gabe?
About whether zombies have a soul?
Sure. No, actually, the photo.
No, it's great. Oops. No, it's well done. I like the multiple exposures. I did a similar shot to this, if you'll remember one of my first Camera Club entries, where I had my son sit on the chair and I sort of took pictures of him from 8 or 10 different angles and cropped them together. But I like this, how they're all sort of transparent. And it was probably took some technical fudgery, fudging around to not overexpose everything and get it sort of exactly how he wanted it, and then a fair time in Photoshop, kind of doing all the layers and everything. So yeah, I appreciate that.
I do notice that for this challenge for Undead, there was quite a bit of editing in each photo. It wasn't a simple single image, here's your image, done kind of thing, It's neat. Some of my favorite.
I love the sky and everything. It's very moody.
Absolutely. That's one of the things I thought. A lot of times when people edit photos like this one, the sky becomes very chunky, very like there's tree and then there's black cloud. And that's not the case here. The cloud texture is still maintained, and it's really well done.
The one thing I would say with this is when you start taking multiple photos and layering over top of them in Photoshop and stuff, you can introduce a little bit of ghosting, where things that were static in all the images show up a little bit differently. And you're actually seeing that around some of the foliage.
Right, and it's blowing in the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either because it was a little bit different from shot to shot, or because the shots weren't perfectly lined up when brought into Photoshop. So I would have deleted the extra layers around some of these plants and stuff, because they're actually all in focus, but because they're stacked a little bit, it actually looks like they're out of focus. So that'd be my only remark with this one.
Good point. Yeah. And just going to remind people that the Q&A app is open, so if anybody has anything to add to the show tonight, please feel free to post your questions, comments, anything you want to say, just post it right up there. If you have any questions for Thea regarding the zombie walk, go ahead and let us know. Happy to answer those for you. Okay, what's this one here you got? Gabriel?
Yeah? Is it showing?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so this is the one from Michelle Scott.
Right. So Michelle is. I love the effect, and I think the blur with the her nice and clear and the ghost of a guy coming to kill her or whatever. Is it supposed to be a ghost, or is it just he moved in and out so quickly that it was a blur?
I think it's supposed to be a ghost.
I think it's a ghost. For sure.
So there's the undead factor.
It looks kind of, I'll be honest, it kind of looks like some of the Japanese ghost stories. Like, 'cause it's always those trees, like really tight trees, and then ghosts.
I know what you mean. Like the bamboo trees and stuff like that in the Japanese movies, all very close behind. Kind of looks a lot like that. It does. I know that this is something that she.
Exposed to that.
I'm sorry?
I have not been exposed to that, so.
Oh.
I can't comment.
Live. Live.
Just pretend.
Yeah, I really agree. Yeah, I think that's really what she was going for here. The ghost story.
Oh,
there you go.
And if you think I'm texting, it's not. It's like I'm looking at the pictures on my phone because.
Oh, right.
I can't see them on here.
So you're actually doing the show on your iPad, and you're checking the photos on the community on your phone. So that's diehard. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, Michelle was saying that before she joined our community on Google+, she didn't really think about doing stuff like this, or let alone posting it. So, I got to give you a lot of credit, Michelle. You're working hard to improve, and you are. I mean, you're doing really well. Since the first time that we spoke and you started getting a better grasp of settings and so on, you're doing amazing work, and I just can't wait to see where you're going to be in the future with what you're doing. So keep up the good work, Michelle. Very well done.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
It's well pulled off. Like as soon as you see it, you don't have to try and figure out what it is. It's technically pulled off very well.
It's funny. I asked if this was her brother because she tends to use her brother for a lot of her photos that she does, and she goes, "No, they're still on telling dad terms." So, if it was the brother, then that wouldn't have worked out so well. So, thought that was cute. All right, here's Julie's photo.
Is that up now?
It is. Julie was saying she was having a hard time getting the photo the way she wanted it. I thought it was interesting the process that she used for this one because this is not makeup. There's no makeup on this. This is her daughter. She didn't put any makeup on her. She didn't do anything. This is all done in Photoshop in post-production. So the black background, the darkening of the clothes.
Even the eyes and stuff?
The eyes, the face, the arms, everything is just how she edited it in Photoshop. And when you're creating something from scratch, it's not an easy thing to get the results you're looking for, especially if you visualize something very specific. Mm-hmm. Trying to duplicate that, it's not an easy thing. So I really give Julie a lot of credit for this effort as well.
I love it. I think it's creepy. It really sets a tone, and the feeling's very dark, and it actually gives me a little bit of goosebumps. So I think.
Yeah, well, that's saying a lot. There you go. Awesome. You've given Thea Munster goosebumps. That's pretty cool.
Hey, it's late and I haven't slept. Okay.
Oh, now you demean it. That's all good. All right, well,
it is. It's really creepy. I do like it.
I do too. I think she did a great job. Julie always kind of pushes the envelope with her editing, and it's nice to see her applying that to something for good. You know what I mean? Something for good, like making zombies. Awesome. Gabriel, what do you think?
Yeah, sorry, I was having some headphone problems there, so I just switched over to my other headphones. So I'm sorry if I missed anything. I also like if you look at the T-shirt, you can see there's a bunch of like big smiley faces on there and stuff. So it's sort of I like seeing somebody dressed up as being all dismembered with a big smiley pin on their shirt and stuff. So I like a little bit of happiness thrown into my morbidity.
Morbidity?
Yeah, sure. Into the morbid stuff. So yeah, I think that's kind of a nice little touch.
And then it's your daughter. It's super creepy.
Yeah. It's funny, a lot of the...
My son's pretty much the most photographed child on the planet. It's kind of like, yeah, you know what? We've paid for you for the past X amount of years. You're going to come in front of the camera and you're going to stay still because that's what you're going to do.
It's cheap labor. That's what I was going to say. It's like all the photographers in our community use their kids as their guinea pigs.
Yeah, their kids are their dogs.
Yes, kids are dogs. Kids and bacon.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, we are at about the end of the show for tonight. Those are all the photos that we have to review. So why don't we pick the winners for this week's photo challenge?
All right.
And let's just turn that on there. Okay, so the winners for this week's challenge. Third place for the photo of the week goes to... Wrong drum beat. Third place goes to Mark Flinders for his photo at the car wash. Oh, we didn't even say what you get. Okay, I gotta cut the screen share for a second here. The winning photos this week. Oh, bless you. Bless you.
Don't say that.
Oh, don't say that. It's so funny. When I was a kid, my mother always told me that if nobody blesses you when you sneeze, demons fly up your nose. And here I am talking to you.
That's actually the basis of saying bless you. I follow a guy on Twitter called Tweet of God, and he says next time somebody sneezes around you, say curses to you and your family for 1,000 years. Just to mix things up a little.
Nice. All right. So first place this week gets two prizes. This is actually super cool. First place prize gets the lens pan DSLR Pro Kit, where you get 3 lens pans, all different sizes, and you get the lens pen cloth, which is awesome, and I wish I had one when we were in Algonquin on Sunday because everybody's cameras are getting wet, and I forgot my lens pen's cloth, and it really would have helped out. So first place, you get that. And the special prize from Thea Munster, you're getting one of the Toronto Zombie Walk t-shirts, so whoever wins first place, yeah, totally awesome. There's the shirt right there. Beautiful. Second place gets the cleaning pen lens kit. So you get the blower, you get the pen, and you get another cloth. And third place this week gets the lens pen itself. And there is one more prize out there. There is another t-shirt that we're offering out for anybody who can guess the answer to this question. All right, so I'm going to throw the question out before we go into the other prizes, and I'm hoping to hear this in the Q&A. So if you're watching our show and you know the answer to this question, which we've given you already during the show, tell me what it is, and you win another t-shirt from Thea. The question is, what George Romero movie was Thea Munster in? So if you know the answer to this question, what George Romero movie was Thea Munster actually in? What's this, Shelley? You know? Yeah. Shelley, my wife knows, but she can't answer. So she's related to.
Yeah, can't do. No, that's nepotism.
Yeah, nepotism. You can't do. You can't. Okay, sure. So if you know the answer to the question, post it, and there's a T-shirt waiting for you. And if you watch us afterward on YouTube and we haven't gotten our winning answer in yet, then still let us know, and you can still win the T-shirt. And to claim that T-shirt with your winning answer, you can send that to info@torontozombiewalk.ca. All right, so let's get back into second and third place, or first place. So again, third place, the winner of the lens pen, goes to Mark Flinders for the car wash. And second place, who is going to be winning the awesome cleaning kit, goes to... It's so cheesy, I love it. Goes to Julie Brucka for the photo of her daughter all ghouled up. So, excellent work, Julie. Very cool shot. And first place, getting the DSLR Pro Kit, is... I don't know if I should keep doing that. It is kind of cheesy, but it's fun.
I like it.
Okay, good, good. It woke you up. All right, cool. First place goes to Chris for her photo of the ghoul hand and the cool glass with the smoke coming out of it and everything. So awesome work, everybody. There it is, right there. Our first place prize-winning photo goes to Chris. Awesome.
Very cool.
Good job, everyone.
Very good job, everyone. Okay, so there's what else do we have to say before we say good night? Oh, next week photo challenge will be movie time.
Movie time.
The
Cool.
Vaughan Film Festival guys, Mark and Antonio, are going to be on, and they're going to be talking about what the Vaughan Film Festival is all about. And we have a big shoot coming up with the Vaughan Film Festival with the stunt double for Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a whole stunt thing that they're doing for the film festival, and we're going to be shooting that next weekend, I believe. So that should be fun. Don't forget to join the Daytripper photo community on Google+, everybody. If you're watching this and you want to take part and be a part of this whole fun community of photographers, check it out. Daytripper Photo on Google+. Join the community. It's a private group, so we're not going to steal your photos or share them to the world. They're yours. It's all good. We might show them on our photo challenges, but you've agreed to that, so it's all good. Don't forget about the Scott Kelby Worldwide Photo Walk coming up on Saturday. Ross Chevalier is leading the walk. I'm going to be going along with him as well, and so are a whole bunch of people from our community. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I really wish I could have gone to that.
I wish you could too, man. We don't get a shoot. What's up with that?
Yeah,
you and this whole making money, shooting weddings thing.
No, you know what? If it was anything but a wedding, I probably weddings are just my favorite thing to shoot. I love photo walks, but I love weddings.
Really?
No.
Well, you should have been at the. You should have taken pictures at the zombie wedding.
You did.
Well,
I
yeah.
did. I showed one.
I want a copy of that too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll send it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah, see, even weddings I'm not officially the shooter at, I get the best pictures. Okay, I'm not going to say the best, but...
I'm not going to say anything or you'll charge us.
Oh. The bill's in the mail.
Yeah.
So don't forget, November 15th, we have the Daytripper Photo Hockey Session. If you want to learn how to make better hockey photos, check that out, daytripperphoto.com. And that's about it. Anything else to add?
Zombie Walk.
Oh, and the Toronto Zombie Walk. Yeah, of course. October 25th, check out the Toronto Zombie Walk. If you're not going to get dressed up, then don't even bother going because, you know, it's just lame. So, no, it's not true. Dress up. Check it out. I know I'm going to be dressed up. I'm probably going to do the whole drumstick through the head thing again.
You don't have to dress up, though. You can just take pictures.
My only concern for dressing up on the day, and I just all the makeup and everything, because as soon as we're done at the zombie walk, I've got to go around the corner, and I'm shooting the zombie wrestling, and yeah.
Oh, we have an after party, too. It's at the Hard Rock, just so you know.
Tell us more about that.
Banana Metallic from France, or French psychobilly band, is playing with DJ Eric Von Erich, and horror punk band Black Cat Attack. There's going to be costume contests, coffins, zombies, you name it.
Cool. And where is that being held?
It's at the Hard Rock Cafe on Yonge Street.
You did say that. Hard Rock. Cool. Awesome. Well, check that out, too. I just know that...
And where is that again?
At the Hard Rock. Hard Rock. Actually, the Hard Rock is where you took me on my birthday, Gabriel.
Yes, it is.
It's a
That's
sign.
Right. It's a sign. Maybe I'll skip the zombie wrestling.
As he was 1 year closer to death.
Yes.
We took him to the same place as the zombie.
That's a good tie-in. I like that. So if I dress up like this at Zombie Walk, will that help me be a master of ceremonies? No?
What?
Shouldn't do this? You don't see the clown guy? No?
She didn't notice any difference.
It's just as well. It's the same hair.
Oh, now I see it. Okay.
I got the same amount of hair on top. So.
I thought it. Oh my god.
All right.
It's going way out of control. It's way too late. We're going to say goodnight. Don't forget the photo challenge this week will be movie time. Movie time. So make your movie time photos and post them to the Daytripper Photo community. Thank you both very much for being on the show this week. Thea, thank you immensely for being on the show, for running the Zombie Walk.
Everything.
For doing everything that you do to keep the spirit going, and it's just it's a huge asset that Toronto has, having somebody like you who works so hard to make this huge event happen with thousands and thousands of people enjoying themselves. I mean, you've got to be very proud of yourself, and you know I'm excited to be a part of it. So, thank you so much.
Thanks for helping.
Anytime. All right, we're gonna hang up the phone here and say goodnight, and see everybody next week. And remember to post your photos. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.
Good night.
Hey.